I know we're getting into the moment where Max is going to transition into hello and welcome to the AWKWARDCast, but no, this is my turn. We spent like 10 minutes on your name. So it says here, though it still hangs in the popularity list because Christine dominant variation of Christopher, today, most any other version would be considered more stylish, from Kristen to Kristen to Christina herself. I'm not stylish anymore, apparently, according to name popularity.
Christiana. You gotta be like that.
I mean, it's pretty much how it is, isn't it? So much. We are not here for style on this show. And with this, hello and welcome everybody to the AWKWARDCast, where Ayn and Keyframe wonder about random dribble and not style. Today, with us, once again, Michael Edwards.
Oh, now you're going now you are going fancy with it.
Yeah, haha.
Michael Edwards.
We are returning back to this name list later. I saw stuff on this page that I want to talk about.
Well, I guess we know what your media is then. I mean, you mentioned before that you didn't have
names.
Because fucking just to state to the audience, I know some people have asked if Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared the series was going to be my media because I talked about the web show here multiple times. I want to. They don't have an international release for it yet. It's on some fucking UK streaming thing called Channel 4. It was, and
they
it's
took
gone.
It down? I was gonna say I saw like a day or two ago somebody had uploaded.
I was about to click on the playlist after I was done with work, and it said deleted video, deleted video, deleted video.
Oh, it reminds me of the good old days when you were watching a new episode of a current show, and it's like, okay, keep up on the curve, try to watch it before it's gone.
I remember that Wild West period of YouTube where you could type in like any anime and you could like I was like I remember
and it was split into like 7 parts.
Like three or four. I remember I was going back on a Digimon kick when I was like 13 because I never like really finished a lot of the Digimon shows as a kid. And I remember I just went on YouTube and I watched like all the original first 2 seasons of Digimon.
Probably in 480p.
It probably more like 240 or 360.
But yeah. Mikael, since we have you back and it has been so long, we probably all need a refresher. Please do tell us, who are you, what do you do, and why should people care?
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
Look at that handsome face in the banner.
Can you still do this smile?
That picture, which by the way is from my senior year of high school, so that picture's almost 10 years old.
Yeah, that is not a surprise. It has very school photo energy.
It was like the best picture I had of me.
But can you still do the smile?
Can you still do it?
Do the
can
smile,
you still do that nice?
Angle your head
with less hair.
Wrong direction.
Angle the other way.
The other way.
Other way.
But then again, this also works.
It's mirrored on yours. I didn't realize it was mirrored on your screen.
Okay.
Yeah. Give us a nice big smile. There we
go. It's the same person.
Do it like you mean. Yeah.
Just with a receding hairline.
Tell me about it.
Your aunts are going to get this photo.
Tell me about it.
Let me explain what I do.
Funny enough, we all have less hair than our probably our senior pictures. I know I do.
What was your hair like down to here?
No, around senior year of high school was actually when I started getting my hair cut like pixie cut. But I was like in this weird stage because my family did not like that I had my hair cut that way, so they still had it that it was like kind of like just a puffball here. It wasn't shaved much. I don't have pictures from back then anymore. Those things carry bad luck. But But point being, I do have less hair now than I ever did in high school. I don't want to go back to that. My hair was down to here for a majority of my schooling years, and it was awful. It was never dry.
But yeah.
But as I am a voice actor, I have worked with people like Narmak on the SpongeBob anime. I've worked with Pymations on several things, like the Devil in Suction Cup Man 3. I'm trying to think. I've worked with Will and Bantermations a few times. Smash Bits, Smashed. I've worked with a lot of different people. Dex Manning. We've done a lot of stuff.
Which Mashed animation were you in?
I need to. I think it was an Overwatch thing. Let me double check real quick. I'm pretty sure it was Mashed, or maybe it was like another one of those multiple game animation channels. But I want to say it was Mashed.
Because if you were like in one of the Zorel animated ones, I would be like, wait, when? You never told me. I've been betrayed.
Was it Mashed or what it was? Arcade Cloud. No, okay, it wasn't Mashed.
Okay,
Again, one of those many game animation channels.
Yeah, but you had your fingies and things, and you're very well known for deep, booming voices.
I want to do high-pitched things, but everyone is like, no, you have to do deep voices, and I'm like,
no,
okay.
you're pigeonholed.
And you mixed up with the blue-haired one and with the smiley one.
We need to get back to that. That was fun.
The which thing?
The cinema gremlins.
Cinnamon gremlins.
Cinnamon gremlins.
Cinnamon gremlins. Yes, we need to get back to that.
It's the reason I stopped doing it was because I moved to a shithole apartment for like 3 months and I was too depressed to do anything.
Ooh.
So I've just been.
But I guess that goes into your week.
I'm finally in a new house, which I've been here for like a month. So thank God. I just hated being in that apartment so much.
Yeah. I've had my share of living in places that it's like, man, this is a mood killer.
Well, it was the room, like this room right here is probably, God, double the size of that room.
Oof.
Wow.
Like it was such a small room when I was staying, like the room I was sleeping in. Like my bed was like right here. Like comparative to my chair.
No, what? Yeah, I get that. But it's good to have room and space and can breathe and scream.
Yeah, no, I have a closet like right next to my office, like or my desk, like right here. So I'm gonna get like I have a shit ton of foam. I'm just gonna like tear it up and like plaster the walls in there so I can put my mic in there.
When you say tear it up, I'm just imagining that it's gonna be glued together like a madman did it, just like this is how it works for me. But the biggest question is, how is your dog?
My dog? He's fine. He's asleep in the living room.
That's good. That is good. Sorry, we always ask for the status of pets now, given I'm the only one without a pet here.
Why do you? Okay, now you're still in an apartment, right?
We can have dogs here. There's a golden retriever.
I was gonna say you can have pets at this one, right?
There's a golden retriever that lives next door, but we just haven't gotten it yet. I keep asking when we will get one. And,
is it beagles? I forget what one you specifically
beagles and
want.
Basset Hounds are my kryptonite. I love their dumb little faces.
What about Danish dogs?
Danish dogs.
Or Great
like
Danish.
Dachshunds? Like Dachshunds?
Do you mean
Great
the dogs the dogs that fucking Scooby-Doo are?
Yes!
Do you know how big? They are huge!
Great Danes, like I'm 6'4". A Great Dane, like standing up is like to my shoulders.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I would not want a dog like that.
Okay. I don't think they would exactly be happy living in an upstairs apartment. Like, golden retrievers are kind of, bred to be fine anywhere, and they're too dumb to realize that they're not in a great situation. So,
Great Danes need a shit ton of space.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure it would just a bed for it would take up most of my office. I mean, when I do get a dog, and it probably will be a beagle, there would be beds everywhere because I want it to be comfy. But that's besides the point. It's not because of their sheer mass.
Well, it's not even that. Also, don't Great Danes have like, no, my webcam's falling, no. But like, don't.
It wants to leave.
No.
Oh God.
Don't.
Why does it keep doing this?
I'm stacking. Let me put this for perspective. This is standing on a stack on like a little a peanut container right now.
Oh, okay.
It is standing on like a peanut thing, but
you were saying.
Great Danes have like one of the loudest barks of any dog, I think, if I remember
Yes,
correctly.
the only one that beats it is a beagle, because beagles per capita of their body have the most lung compared to the rest
so
of their
it's not
body.
that they're the loudest; it's per body size. They're
Well,
the
per
loudest.
body size, which means that they don't that they can be very loud. But I mean, and basset hounds, they're not as loud. But when they bark, they don't bark. They root. They root.
Oh, because
But,
my dog doesn't bark. He it's weird. He belts out howls. Like my dog barks like boo, boo, boo.
And
Like that's how he barks.
that's kind of like Phelps, Lauren's dog, because he kind of, it's shorter, but
Well,
they are basically
he's a cocker, right?
no, he's a King Charles Cavalier, so cousin, like adjacent.
Yeah. Well, my dog is also like part Cocker Spaniel. So
Yeah, but like yeah. Though Phelps does the thing where you can see that he's prepping to bark. He's just
my
warning
dog.
you.
My dog kryptonite is pugs. So yes, I love pugs.
But yes, so you moved recently. Has anything else happened recently in your life, Mikkel?
Well, other than my webcam making me like I'm on the Titanic.
Oh,
right
yeah,
now.
again.
No, you're on Battlefield Earth with that angle.
Okay,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
you're staying on the computer.
There we go.
Get
The problem
Time
is
to get
now
the
there's
duct
a bunch
tape.
of liminal space above my head. There we go.
There we go.
As you were saying about the move.
No, I'm just saying, like, has anything else happened recently in your week or life? I mean, this is the week segment.
Not really, no. I've just been kind of blown away because I've been here for like almost 4 weeks. And the whole time I've been here, I mean, like this month has gone, I don't know if it's been the same for you, but this month has gone by so ridiculously fast that it feels unreal to me.
Huh.
This month feels like fast and slow at the worst possible times. Like I blinked and like the later half of the month was over, but the first half of the month was excruciatingly long. It basically, until I went to the doctor's last week, everything went so slow. And then everything started going fast. And it's like, what the fuck? What? Stop it. No,
It's like
stop.
ever since I've been here, it feels like I've been here for like 3 months. And I'm not even saying it's slow. I'm saying like I feel like I have lived here. But at the same time, I know I've only been here like 4 weeks, but I feel like I've been here for 3 months. That's how much I like this house.
Yeah, there you go. It just means that you got acclimated really well.
Well, it's also because I think I hated that apartment so much that being anywhere else that now that I have more space, my brain is like, yes, finally, now is the good life. Like,
nice. I have a very quick week, if it's okay for me to go, because then I actually have to go take my medicine. I forgot to take it today.
Oops.
you got to take your meds.
I have not the brain meds that make me think not bad. The stomach medication. So my week is actually going to be fairly quick because not much happened, but I do have some announcements. So that's the good things. One, I will be doing an autumn vending because I got accepted to vend at Cider Fest up in Wisconsin. I'm very excited because I love Cider Fest. Cider Fest has always been good to me. I think it was like the first it was a con I did in 2017 after a lot of shit happened, and like it was such a good con. It was like, wow, I really fucking needed that. And also it's ran by Charlie, who did Winnie City, and it's great. And I applied to be a community guest there too, so fingers crossed, because I actually applied for 3 panels at that convention. I don't usually apply for any, so that's kind of a big deal for me. And one of them is a panel I did back in BronyCon 2019 called "You Suck and Why That's Okay," because a lot of people have been asking for that one back. They really like that one. They were like, "Why did you stop doing it?" It's like, I don't know, man. I'm selling shit. But now I've gotten to the point where I was just like, I just want to enjoy the convention. Selling stuff is great. Money is always a good thing because it helps me go do the fun shit. But I kind of felt a little bit dead inside, not going to any panels or anything. And I was like, the person stopping me here is myself. So I kicked myself in the ass, and then I applied for a panel at Winnie City. It was a game show version of Cracked Memory that we do on Three Idiots, and it went great. And one family even said that was their favorite panel of the convention, and that made me almost cry because it was literally like a family of like I think they go by she they, so I'm just gonna say they, their child, then that child's brother, and then their father, and they're all like. I think the kids were like early 20s or like late teens, and then you have the dad who looks like your typical dad rock looking kind of guy, not going to a brony convention but very supportive of their kids kind of father. And I always had these little buttons called lifelines, which is the biggest separation from Three Idiots because we have no lifelines in Three Idiots. We are stuck in our own carefully made hell where they could press it and a random member from the audience will come up and they will have to draw the character from memory instead of the contestant. Because maybe that audience member knows the character better. And all three of them just decided to save it for the last character in the last round.
So it was 3 different people for the last round battling each other on behalf.
Yes, and it was great. But the kid picked their dad to be the person to come up. And the dad was like, I don't know this show. This is going to be bad. And luckily, it was the fucking... because it was also audience suggestion, because the last character of each round is the audience picks a random character, and the person in the audience picked Lyra and Bonbon, but specifically from Do Princesses Dream of Magic Sheep when they looked like cat dog when they were fused together. So the dad actually got it right. Huh. So because I think I gave one hint saying like cat. I just started humming the lyrics to Cat Dog. Mm-hmm. And he was like, "Thank God you hummed that show, or I would not know what to do." And then the dad afterwards was like, "You were the best host I've seen this convention." And I was like, "I'm not gonna cry. What is with parents of their adult children coming to my panels and saying nice things?" Because it happened at BronyCon too, because there was like a mother of an adult child or something who came up to my table at BronyCon the day after my panel, and they were like, your panel inspired me to get back into writing. And it's like, stop it! I need people's parents to stop being inspired by me.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, so that was one announcement. The other announcement is I'm gonna be in a DA game song. Cat's out of the bag.
You're gonna sing in it, or you're doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna sing in it. My voice will be in this thingy.
Yeah.
But this is only out of the bag to the general public, not to my friends who I have been very much be like, I am nervous to do this. But yeah, it was an interesting experience because I've done song covers before, but I've never done them where I've had to record harmonies with myself. So I had like my main vocals and 2 harmonies that I had to record for this song. And oh my God, I have very few insecurities in my life. I say lying. But one of them, since getting long COVID, has been singing. Because I just don't have the breath control like I used to back in my theater days because lungs are fucky wucky. But ever since doing karaoke at Euroference and this, I am just like, no, I still got it somehow. I just need to push it. And I did. And it sounds so good. We'll finish the song recently, but we're working on the video. And I'm just so fucking excited to hear people. And it was really cool to see the comments of the tweet being like, holy crap, she's singing in it. Like so many of them are like, oh my God, I can't wait to hear Cosmic sing.
When was the Dominator thing that I did with you? When was that?
Oh,
like 2018,
God,
2019?
Yes, yeah. If people are wondering why I took such a long break from doing music, fucky lungs, baby. But yeah, so I'm just, I may or may not have, like, after listening to Will edit the song, I may or may not have written a list of a bunch of songs I want to get back into doing covers for, because I got that confidence boost from Mount Olympus.
Well, I remember you had asked me like a long time ago to do like a Beetlejuice thing with you.
Oh yeah, say my name. I would like because I get you whenever I want someone who can do character voices. because Alex Brightman Beetlejuice is not really a sing-songy voice, in my opinion, but I mean, I love him. But yeah, I'm very excited for people to hear this. I can't wait for the radio edit to come out. And we're making like a full music video, and I'm like the lead of some art direction in it. So my fingers are in every part of this fucking cake, and I'm very excited for it. The only other thing is one thing I got recently in the mail, and the other thing is something I didn't get recently. I got it like a month ago. And I was kind of dumb and I forgot to show it off on the show when I promised to. So one moment.
Oh. So, how are you doing?
Chrissy has a problem. I have some Ghostbusters shit I recently got. So, first, because I know the person who got this for me is watching right now, because I saw them in the Twitch chat. A fan of mine.
Is it a cell?
Yes, a fan of mine went to San Diego Comic-Con and found a real Ghostbusters cell, and they were like, hey, can I buy this for you? I was like, oh, only if you want to. And it's just, I don't know what episode it's from, but it's Egon in mid-blink. I wish
Why is he blinking so, like...
intensely? I don't know. It may actually be like him waiting for an impact or something, but it has a certificate of authenticity. So
Does it not say? So it doesn't say what episode it's from.
It doesn't say what episode; it just says the series. But I'm very, very happy to have this. It is displayed in my little trinket shelf.
I have one of my things over here, actually.
It has stopped me from going and making some very erroneous purchases on eBay, because most of my eBay list is animation cells.
I have this framed.
What is it? Put it closer to the camera.
Oh, that's a Mr. Crab.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is from the board game episode from season 1.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
I think this might actually not have been used in the show.
It doesn't look like it. At first I thought it was him opening up the doors to see the orchestra.
Well, because I went through the episode, because this is very clearly first season because he's got the pirate outfit. So this is clearly supposed to be... Because I don't know what other episode this would be from season 1. Like, I don't know what other episode this would be. Yeah, and I went through the whole episode, and I could not find this shot. So
maybe it was a cut scene.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe it was a cut shot, or it was a cut scene. Yeah. I don't know.
So yeah, I want to make it clear. I didn't spend money with that besides shipping. But this one I did. So there's a company called Mego that works with Nick like Hasbro. Yeah, which if you watch Robot Chicken, these are the doll company that most of the Robot Chicken models are made of.
Oh.
So they may or may not have released a Ghostbuster set, and I may not have pre-ordered them. And I love them, and they're very well made. My webcam cannot do them justice. I hated dolls as a kid. Oh, look how far we've come.
It's for me, I've always found like the history of toys and things like that fascinating, but I don't give a shit about collecting toys. Like,
I just really wanted it, okay? But it
I'm
was
not
like,
judging you. I'm just saying, like, that's
what you want, what you really, really want.
I mean, like, but I also just was like, because Chris linked it to me one day, and I was like, oh, those look cool, and they're like, and he explained like the whole Robot Chicken thing, and I was like, well, now I have to have it. Ghostbusters and Robot Chicken formed my brain as a young one, which probably half of that's probably not a good idea. I was watching
Robot Chicken when I was 12. I should not have been watching Robot Chicken.
No, with some of the things that are on Robot Chicken, there are some things that it's like maybe a malleable little brain should not have watched.
I told this story to a friend recently. So yeah. I was 12, and I went to a Christian private school in middle school. So what happened was we were on a field trip once. Now, do you remember, it was like what were those things, like the cow goes moo? Like, what are those things called?
The little spinning names or something like that.
Spin name thing, whatever they're called. I remember there was a Robot Chicken bit from like season 2, and I remember I would watch a lot of Robot Chicken. And I was a stupid kid, and I wouldn't Google things. I would ask people what it meant. So we were on a field trip, and it was a Robot Chicken sketch with one of those like little animal things. And I remember it's like cow goes moo, and it's like your mom goes raw, 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 with my cock in her mouth. Forget it, kid, my cock in her mouth. And I remember I was on a field trip, and we were it was like to an audit, like a musical performance or something. And I remember we were leaving, and I remember we got up, and I just turned to like one of the teacher's aides, and I said, "Hey, what's a cock?" No. She immediately had a response to it. I was actually impressed. She, like, thinking back on this, I'm impressed how quick she was. She said, "Well, there's a thing called window caulk that you use to like clean." And I was like, "No, that wouldn't make sense given the context."
And I mean a rooster. There's also a rooster.
Yeah, you could have said rooster. Your mama could eat chicken. The robot
well,
chicken
she said
thing.
that too, but I said like, "No, that wouldn't have made sense with the context I heard it." And she was like, "It's a word you shouldn't be saying." Like that's all she said.
I just imagined in her head being like, "You little shit. I don't get paid enough for this." Nah, the robot chicken thing I just always remember is Seth Green and his friend going to different TV show creators because they got fired.
Oh,
only because I really like the Joss Whedon and the guy who made
Buffy Joss Whedon thing.
Yeah. Oh, how can I thank you for bailing on Buffy after two
seasons?
And then the fucking why do I need help? I just throw a dart at the cast list and boom, Cylon. Cylon.
We're talking about cells. This is probably one of my favorite ones. And I got this for dirt cheap. Like, I got this for like $25, I think.
Yeah, show it, and then I'm going to go take my meds. Yeah.
No, and here's the thing. It's like like if you notice the little hole down here, like this is
that's for the light boards.
Yeah, like this was actually I got Alan Oppenheimer to sign it a few years ago, but I remember I had to like put this in a big thick hardback book because it was too big to put in a folder because the paper is so much larger. And I remember, I still don't know why this was so dirt cheap, because it was used on the show. But a lot of He-Man shit goes for like $40 to $70, but this was like $25.
I don't know, man. I remember we went to a curio shop in Vegas for my birthday, and there was just bins upon bins of animation cells and pencil tests and stuff that were like dirt cheap. Yeah, I remember specifically, I think you, Max, were like, "Hey, Brett, get Chrissy." Like, I could hear it because the store is not that big, and I was like, "Oh, God, what do you need me for? I found a thing you'd like." And then I see the crates. It's like, you right.
I don't know. I could actually tell you what episode this is from, too.
What episode is it from, dude?
Every single episode.
Hey.
Shut up. All right, Max.
That's a good joke. That's a good joke.
It is a good joke.
80s shows with recycled images.
Yes, but Max.
Filmation especially.
Yes, Max, it is your week. I am going to go take my medicine.
You do that. Why does she keep doing that? Blep. I actually had something happening this week. Oh boy, do I had a thing happening to me this week. So, for context, we are living on the ground floor in a multi-party rental house, flat house. What's the name? This kind of
flat.
Thing. Yeah, but our flat is in a building with multiple flats, and we are on the ground levels. And due to me doing home office most of the days, and Denim also apartment building. That's a good word, thank you. And Denim also spending a majority of time at home. We are usually there. What's not for every working member of society. So we kind of became the postal office of the building. As in, like, packages and so on, if the neighbors are not in the house, then usually they end up in our place. So we have a little bit of in and out in our flat happening, people delivering or taking off packages. Our boys obviously had eventually caught on to that, and our boys, being locked up in the place for the majority of the time, are always very eager to get out. We are pretty good with this by now, too. Whenever we open the door, we have an eye out and an ear for little tippy taps. And when one or two ferrets come, then swoop, swoop them up. In this case, Himbo was actually already up and about when the package got picked up, to the point where Denim was like, here, Himbo, blab, on my lap, while I was in the meeting at work, like, hey, Himbo here. But yeah, so the package got taken off by the neighbors, picked up the package, door was we shut the door again so that the boy could run. And yeah, then it was close to end of work, so eventually, like half an hour or whatever later, I was done with work, and we were getting ready to leave for karate. And Denim is like, "Uh-oh, what's up? The flat door is open." Like, okay.
I have to lock my door real quick, because I think I just heard my niece and nephew just came over. I have to make sure, because he will knock on the door and he'll try to get in. So,
but yeah, so flat door is open. We're like, ooh, let's check on the boys, and Denim also peeks out of the flat and is like, the front door of the building is open.
Oh,
as in like shut open, and we are both like, fuck. We pick up he has Himbo has a bunch of little rattle toys.
Like little jingly toys.
Exactly, that he is completely fanatical about. So we are both like picking each one up. First going through the flat, jiggling it everywhere.
Where are you?
Exactly. And Denim is basically like still in her pajamas, like shoes on, jacket on, grabbing one of the toys and just running out like a crazy person in her PJs, running up and down the street, rattling a little mouse toy in her hand. While
people looking like there's like a ritual going down the street. There's like two people run down with jingling.
And me still in the flat, going through everything, like all the boxes and blankets that he likes to lie in, like looking everywhere, rattling another mouse, and eventually being like, okay, he is very most likely not in the flat. I better get out there and help searching. And so I'm basically about to close the door behind me so that the second ferret doesn't get out as well, when I hear behind me, is this yours? And I turn around and I see little Himbo like dip, 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 walking from the back entrance towards me, and a neighbor who was like, yeah, he came by our garden and made our dogs go crazy. Courageous little fellow, didn't care at all. And he seemed to know where he was going. He was very determined and walked to this door, so I unlocked the door for him and let him in, and yeah, apparently he belongs here. And I'm also scooping her up, like out of the front door, like, Denim, he's back. And
we found him.
Basically, she's like, oh, thank goodness, and we are inside. And thank you to the neighbor and whatnot. To the best of what we can tell, he must have, because the back entrance has 2 doors, and it's very unlikely, he must have slipped twice with a human to get out to the back door. So what must have... And they're always eager to get out, and they can smell fresh air. So he must have slipped out of the flat door, must have actually walked out of the front door, but instead of running into the street or anything, ferrets like to walk along walls and passages. So he must have just gone out of the front door, turn left, and like follow the wall all the way around the corner, all the way back to where there's a side a gate into the court on the inside, and just keep going left, which also would then bring him by the garden of the neighbors with the dogs. And
Why
then
are they like walking around walls? You said like he just follows walls.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like when you are in a labyrinth or in a dark room, just always keep one hand on the on one side of the wall to find your way out. So, but yeah, he must have like just followed the wall all the way around, and when he was like, okay, enough adventure, and he reached the back door of the building, he was like standing, walking to it, like, yep. Some human, please let me in, and the neighbor did, thank goodness, because we would not have sought to look in the back for the time being. We were just panically running the street. We were planning to run and panic up and down the street in front of the building. But yeah, On the one hand, it is a little bit of a relief to know that they are not instantly running outside into the street or anywhere else, but they have a realistic chance to come back home. But yeah, Jesus fucking Christ, he walked out the door. The front door of the building was open. And
That reminds me, when I was, God, maybe 12, we had 2 dogs, and one was a pug, one was a Boston Terrier. So small dogs. And I remember one time, I think like the back door was left open or something. I don't remember what exact. Fair.
But there is a happy end to the story. He is back. He survived his adventure and was completely untraumatized. He was very excited when he came back, ne? Very energetic. But yeah, an hour in the evening when we came back from karate, he was already standing in front of the door again and being like, "Okay, can I go out again?"
I want to be free.
Yeah, he got a taste of freedom. Yeah, I put you back down. There you go, little. Up. Now he's awake. Now he needs to poop.
But yeah, no, I remember when I was like 12, both our dogs got out. Like the front, I think we'd left the door. Someone had left the door open by accident, and they both got out. And we were panicking because one of them was very fast. Like you could not catch him on foot very easily. You would have to like lure him back to you. But I remember we lived. What made it more scary was we lived on the highway. Like we lived in town, but like literally 20 feet in front of our house was the highway, like going through town. So it was like the busiest street in town.
Yeah.
And so we panicked anytime they got out because we were afraid if he runs in that road, he's dead. Or there's like, it's going to be a miracle if he even lives if he runs in that road. But what happened was they got out, they went behind the house, and there was a grocery store literally 2 houses down. So we spent the whole time looking around the house trying to find him. And then we looked around the yard, and one of them was just gone. He was the quick one, the Boston Terrier. We had no clue where he was. We couldn't find him. We drove all around town trying to find him. And our pug, I don't know if he was just so stupid that he just didn't know where to go, or he just didn't want to leave. But we found him just in the corner of our backyard. Like he never even left the yard at all. He was just wandering around the house for like 20, 30 minutes. So we don't know if he was just too stupid to run away or he just didn't want to leave. But the other one, and it took, I think, a day or 2 to find the other one. His name was Elmer. It took like a day or 2 to find him. And it turned out he had ran a good 7-8 blocks down the road, past the grocery store, into town. Like he ran into town. And it was a town of like 5,000 people, so it wasn't like a small town. So there was businesses everywhere and cars everywhere. But he ran down to like one of the pizza places, and there was like an apartment complex right next to it. And so somebody found our dog like right in front of the apartment area and just took him in, took a picture of him, and said, and we had put flyers of our dog like everywhere. And he called us and said, "Hey, I think I found your dog." And we were like, and we drove down there, found him, and he said, "Yeah, he just was sitting in front of the pizza place, like walking around, just kind of sitting there looking at people. And I just took him in just because I saw he had a collar, so clearly he belonged to someone."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, those dogs had gotten out. That dog had gotten out like 3 or 4 times, and again, that dog was a nightmare to catch. We caught him every time, but that's the furthest he ever got. Like, that was the one time we actually did not find him the day he got out.
Damn. But yeah, happy stories all around at the very least. But yeah, we should also move on to media. Have you brought anything fun for us?
Yes, which I have not watched all of it, but
Which is fair.
I've been watching it over the years because it's been out for 3 years now. I recently decided to just start watching the rest of Love, Death, and Robots. There you are.
Yeah. Well, let me bring her back. Blip.
I was wondering what happened. I was going to say that was a long time to get
Oh,
medication.
it's because with that particular medication, I have to eat while I take it. Because it's kind of like it looks like Pepto, basically. So it's like a liquid. So I have to eat it with food because you should not have it on an empty stomach. And also, after I had that, which was not a fun experience, I made tea. My tall Moulin Rouge glass was in the sink, so I just used a beer stein that I found. I'm pretty sure Brett's brother gave this to him, but it's in my property now. I don't even like Budweiser. It's trash, but there is horses on it.
Budweiser tastes like how I imagine battery acid would taste.
But yeah, Michael.
Yeah, no. So I have.
Did we not want to acknowledge the art of the week?
We can do it after the media.
Okay.
And so I mean, again, I've been watching this show pretty much since it came out, but I never finished it because there were some shorts I skipped over, or I just was more interested in other ones. So recently, I've just been going back and watching the Love, Death, and Robot shorts that I never saw. Mm-hmm. And I mean, as a whole, Love, Death, and Robots, I don't know. It's not divisive. I don't think Love, Death, and Robots is viewed as divisive.
As much as any other anthology series. Like, that's the thing with anthology shows and sketch shows. You're not going to have winners every single time.
Yeah.
Or even then, the ones that I know people don't care for as much, I don't think I've ever seen anybody despise any of the shorts of Love, Death, and Robots.
Truly, I've never seen someone have like a violent disdain for one. A lot of them are just kind of like that Patchy the Pirate meme. That's it. That was the short. That was just a bunch of flying fish. And you know which short I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, that's one of the ones where that's one of the shorts where I feel like I kind of want to go back and watch it again because that's one I haven't seen since it came out. But I remember the first time I saw it, I was just like, there's something to this. I just can't figure out what it is.
When me and Max watched it, because I think we watched all of book 1 of Love, Death, and Robots when I was at his place. I think after that short happened, I think one of us were like, this feels like we watched the beginning and end of something, but there was no middle. Like, it is one of the downsides that each short is shorter than 10 minutes. I know that's one of...
I think it wasn't until... I think there's a couple in season 1 that are 12 or 13.
But
either way, they're shorter than 20.
They are short.
Yeah, I think season 3 was the first one that actually had a 20-minute short, because that was I don't remember the names for some of them, but that was the one.
Is it the Cyclops washed up on the beach? Is that the 20-minute one?
No, the one with the shipmates and the crab thing living in the
bay. Yeah.
That one is that one's 21 minutes. Huh.
That one is the longest one. I don't know, but I really like that one. That one. Good.
That might be my favorite of season 3.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm gonna be the basic bitch animation lover. My favorite of Volume 3 is going to be Jabaro, because I mean,
still haven't watched it.
Alberto can't make a bad one because that's the person who made The Witness in season 1, which is the standout short in season 1. Let's be real.
That's the one I haven't watched yet of season 1.
Why are you denying yourself good?
One of the best.
I've watched again. There are some that I just didn't watch. I just I read the premise and it didn't interest me.
I don't want to hype it up because I know hype culture can be ruining to some things.
Yeah,
but I will say, and this isn't hyping, visually, it is an amazing short where you're just kind of especially when you go in with the pretense of none of it's mocapped, it's all keyframed animation that they just took live action reference from, but not rotoscoping. And all the fabric animations actually from a fashion design program. It's not a program meant for animation. And it's this, no, stop it. This is too cool. I remember when me and Max first watched that one in particular, we were like, holy what?
Is this
And then I
even
looked it up.
animation, or is this...
Yeah, and when I looked it up and I stated, oh yeah, it is animation, and none of it's rotoscoped or motion captured, it was like, what? Huh?
Love, Death, and Robots has shown to me how ridiculously far CGI has come, because there's so many shorts that look so photoreal that it's like genuinely scary how close we've come.
It's like, but I don't know if you would agree or disagree. It is kind of like the downside of a lot of Love, Death, and Robots shorts is that how much so many shorts go into hyper realism with the visuals that sometimes it just feels homogenous.
Now, are you talking like the ones like Sunny's Edge, where like the human texture is like so good it looks like actual human skin, but the characters are so like stylized that you know it's not actual?
No.
people?
I'm talking about like fucking the one where at least
Beyond the Aquila Rift.
Yes, you know, the or like the one that had Michael B. Jordan in it in like
I
one
have
of the
not
more
watched
recent
that one
ones.
yet, the Michael B. Jordan one.
Well, point being, it's just kind of like it feels like a cutscene in a really well animated video game, less than it feels, or like the fucking werewolf military one that's in. We are not describing these well for people who haven't seen.
Oh, the werewolf one was awesome. I loved that one.
The story of the werewolf one was good, but to me it was just kind of like, I think it's like, especially with how book one, the original release thing was that you got randomized episodes. They stopped doing that. But when you have some of the episodes like the vampire one that was like this French animated style, or like how yogurt took over the world, and you have things that aren't so like visually distinct, then you have like all these like the Russian one and all these other ones that are very hyper realistic. It's just kind of like, man, you have such a great tool here.
See, I don't know. It doesn't bother me. I just view it as a lot more impressive than I don't think. Like, again,
it is impressive. It is impressive from a technical aspect. To me, just some of the stories probably would have benefited from more stylized animation. But I'm also that kind of person, so I got spoiled by Spider-Verse, man.
Because I think Beyond the Aquila Rift, I think, is one of the scariest ones.
I don't know which one that is.
That's the one where it's like the guy's on a ship and you find out like a giant spider thing or something.
Yeah, like, it's the one where he's basically in a simulation from the spider. There's like a full sex scene in it.
Oh yeah.
That one was a really good. That one, the animation did benefit it because, well, it's creepy. But yeah, so like, what would you say is like your overall opinion of the show? Who would like it? Who wouldn't? Kind of thing.
Love, Death, and Robots. I mean, I can definitely say if you're not into gore, you will not like it.
We have stated this many times on this show.
If you don't like gore, you will not like it.
Or you need somebody who has already watched them and can point out the ones that are safe. That is how Denim and I approach it. Yeah, we might want to skip that one, this one. Let's play the first 10 seconds. Oh, no. Let's skip this one. Oh, that one is safe. That's a funny one. We can watch this one.
It's very hard, because I feel like a lot of people could watch it, but it's very hard to recommend because it's very hard to explain the concept of the show, I think, because every short is so wildly different.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
like...
How I pitch the show to people is, then again, around the people that I know, I would be like, have you ever seen or heard of heavy metal? Well, this is that if it was a show. It is basically pitching.
That's what it was supposed to be.
But heavy metal is more cohesive, isn't it? In animation style.
No.
In animation style?
Well,
no. I haven't watched it in a while.
Heavy metal's
I mean, like,
pretty
I guess in the fact that everything in heavy metal is to some extent rotoscoped. Yes, there's a little bit of animation technical consistency, but in terms of character design and shit, no, there are some short, like the short with the fuck. Yeah, the short with the taxi driver and the... I'm just saying.
The short
basically.
The short with the white-haired barbarian girl and the short with the trial are like two completely different animation styles.
And the short with the fucking Harold Ramis alien snorting cocaine off the floor.
But yeah, so...
I love heavy metal.
But how to describe it to somebody who hasn't even seen heavy metal? Then we are back to like...
It's an anthology series.
If you like science fiction and you like dark comedy. That's the thing. Those are the people I would probably recommend it to. If you like sci-fi, horror, and dark comedy.
Yeah, I guess you should throw in the horror, since some of them are neither sci-fi nor comedy. They are usually
some of them
horror.
are sci-fi horror. Some of them are more comedy. Some of them are just straight horror. Like
some of them involve boobies.
Some of them are breaking your arm and trying to get back into your space station. If you want gravity done better, I have never experienced like a more joint sensation of despair, not disdain because it was a good short, but despair than when me and Max watched the Arm short. I don't even know the name of the short anymore. I just call it the Arm short.
Helping Hand.
Oh. Yep, even the title.
But I just remember we were watching it and it was like, oh no, she's not good. Ah!
Oh, no, that is the most visceral breaking of bone I've ever seen in anything.
And yet, when you look at it, it's probably, technically speaking, one of the more whatever the opposite
tame.
Of
tame because there's no blood. It's nothing. I think it's because it's so grounded in reality
also
that it's more
stakes.
Terrifying and gross.
Maybe because the stakes are also relatively small. It's just a single person doing her best to survive a nasty situation. There is nothing supernatural going on. No world-ending threats. But still, this one left an impression.
Yeah.
I do really hope they do sequels to a couple of them, because they just did the sequel to 3 Robots, which was my favorite short of season 1.
I love the 3 Robot shorts so much.
That's my favorite short of season 1. That's the one I watched the most.
I was about to ask, what is your favorite short and what is your least favorite short from what you've seen?
Well, my favorite altogether, like from each season.
Each season, why not?
Then we should move
season
on.
1,
yeah, then we should move on.
Of season 1, 3 Robots is my favorite. Do you want a least favorite from each one, or just least favorite?
Just favorite. Let's celebrate the good.
I'd say 3 Robots is my favorite, and I'd say Sunny's Edge or Suits was my like runner up for season 1. Season 2, I really liked Automated Customer Service, the one with the old woman and the robot that's trying to kill her. It was that or The Tall Grass. I really liked that one.
Oh, The Tall Grass was a good one.
Season 3, I'm gonna be Night of the Mini Dead.
Oh, that one was so funny.
Not even
felt like a robot chicken
That might be my favorite.
That was like the one with all the tiny
little miniatures.
The little miniatures causing the zombie apocalypse, and you were looking at it from the top view.
Bad Traveling was really close, but I think Night of the Mini Dead might be my favorite short of the whole series, because I've watched that short so many times, because that short just amuses me so much, and it's so short. It's like 5 minutes.
I think my favorite from season 3 is either Jabaro or In the Vaulted Halls, like the titmouse animated one with Steve Bloom.
John, or is that the one with the weird like the soldiers going through the cave? Or
and there's the cyber grizzly bear and Steve Bloom.
No,
and Seth Green
no.
I thought you were talking about the soldiers going through like the. I thought you were talking about the one.
Sorry, Kill Team Kill. That one's probably
in the Vaulted Halls was also soldiers also going into a cave, but the more Lovecraftian.
I don't know. Kill Team Kill. I don't know. That one I thought was just kind of decent.
But this one had fun. You could tell it had fun.
Kill Team Kill, I think, kind of relied a little too heavily to me on just vulgarity being the joke more than anything.
I mean, maybe just hearing Seth Green's default Seth Green voice is what made me like fine with it, because it just felt like Robot Chicken. But yeah, so go watch it. Go watch To Your Stomach's Extent, Love, Death, and Robots.
Exactly.
What's the most fucked up one? Like, I'm actually thinking about like what would be the most fucked up short
between all 3 seasons.
Between all 3 seasons, I'm trying to even think what the most fucked up one would be.
It can't be Helping Hand, because I know Helping Hand is just because I have a very unnatural aversion to bones breaking.
I'm trying to think of like the one that actually made me go like, like I can't watch,
I mean, Beyond the Rift definitely got to me.
Fucked up ending. I think.
That one has the most fucked up ending. I guess, like, Drowned Giant did get to me a bit. Just like the that one got me fucked up mentally of just, oh wow, this is a great allegory for the passing short attention span of the world. To the point that people didn't believe that the giant was there. It's like, oh, now I'm sad. Jabaro, though, you haven't seen it, but I would argue that one's the most fucked up in just like, there is no good guy or bad guy in fucking Jabaro. There's just blood, death, screaming. Like,
oh my god, even
fucking,
the end is just fish night.
There's just a scene of a woman getting ripped up, and it's just like, it's less violent, weirdly enough, than what I'm saying, but it was like, oh wow, this is really fucked.
I want to say Beyond the Aquila Rift, because that's the only one I legitimately remember feeling like very, very uncomfortable with the ending.
I mean, in a funny way, Alternate Histories is fucked up in a good way.
I want another one of those. I want them to make another one of those
Please,
so bad.
book 4. I want another one. I don't know who you're going to do next after starting with Hitler, but I don't know. Fucking Judas. I just like Ted Bundy. Like, I would like to see what you do next. But yes,
there's some I just saw, like Suits and that one. Like, I just want a sequel one so bad.
Suits is
two
also
shorts.
a universe in itself. But yeah, anyways.
Max, you go next.
Who should watch it? Whoever can stomach it. It's but
or if you have someone who's already seen it to curate though I do think you're having objectively you're having an incomplete experience, but you should read up on the shorts that you can't watch because of your stomach, because a lot of the production and a lot of the like actual like literary work of it is mostly
a lot of
very
them are
interesting.
short stories, so you can't actually like read the story itself if you don't want to watch it.
Mama said, "Love, Death, and Robots. It's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you get."
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, sometimes you get a really good chocolate, and then other times you get fish night. But Max, what is your media today?
Oh, I'm gonna make one of our frequent viewers and friend of the show very, very happy. I'm going to talk about an audiobook, Enigma. You're welcome.
I am not a serial killer.
Yes,
Ooh,
it has been a hot second.
I am intrigued.
Yeah, to maybe give a little bit of background. So I talked not too long ago, like 3 or 4 episodes ago, about the podcast Intentionally Blank by I can't have forgotten his name, can I? Brandon Sanderson.
Brandon Sanderson, good
exactly,
job, and Dan Wells.
Dan Wells, exactly.
Branderson Sanders.
Brandon Sanderson, who one of the top-notch fantasy/sci-fi authors in the world right now. So knowing him is not as difficult, but yeah, one of his buddies he grew up with, fellow writer and whatnot, is Dan Wells, which is like super funny how they are both so good buddies and friends who can vibe so well with each other, because they write very, very different types of stories. While Brandon Sanderson is, as I mentioned, more sci-fi fantasy, specifically with a spin on young adults, often as a protagonist and whatnot. Dan Wells basically writes horror. And his most prolific work, which by now I believe it has actually been a few years ago been adapted as a movie, which I still need to check out now that I have listened to the audiobook, is I Am Not a Serial Killer, which follows John Cleaver, great name. The boy is at some point he's basically like, it seems like fate is trying to tell me to become a serial killer. I mean, just look at my name. It's John Cleaver. The thing is that we have I guess, psychopathic teenage boy, John Cleaver. And
wait, this turned into a movie with Christopher Lloyd, right?
Yes, I believe I saw Christopher Lloyd.
I have seen this movie. That is a great movie. I have seen the movie.
Based on a great book, But yeah, story is that you have the boy, John Cleaver, who is, I guess, a psychopath, unless his fucked up parents turned him into it, and then he's a sociopath, I believe, depending on the definitions.
So sociopath, like officially, he was diagnosed a sociopath.
A lot of his
I've seen the movie.
A lot of his classmates don't want to be around him because he's now been labeled a sociopath.
Okay. I mean, isn't the difference between psychopaths and sociopaths, one is nurture, one is nature, something down those lines? Anyways, he has issues, and it's written from his perspective. So we get to experience his issues, how he's trying to connect to people, how he's trying to think not about killing them or stalking them because his urges are there. Which makes me wonder, like, how much research Dan did and how close this is to what an actual sociopath experiences. Which is, it has a very nice disturbing factor to it by, well, on the one hand, having him as our protagonist and doing some very messed up things throughout the story, or at the very least having very messed up thoughts. He's the focal character. He's the one you're sympathizing with, you're identifying with. And then you have moments like, yeah, John, you're making me feel very uncomfortable listening to your inner monologues. Please stop that. And
why are you listening to an audiobook if you don't want to hear monologues?
No, yeah, but the quality of them or the content of them. But yeah, something that probably should be thrown out early on because Dan himself talked about it in intentionally blank. It has a certain supernatural element to it because some people picked it up and expecting a nice thriller, but a very but exclusively based on realistic aspects. It has a supernatural element to it. So this is a heads up.
It takes a twist fairly early on.
I know.
Yeah.
It doesn't take too long. In the audiobook it's even earlier. In the audiobook he even introduces a certain terminology super basically in the first chapter, and it's like, oh, this was the last time when somebody died of natural causes before the things happen. And it's like, okay, is he just facetious or literal? And then it turns out, oh shit, he was literal the entire time. But yeah, so the thing is, he's living in some kind of small town. He is a little bit of a sociopath, estranged from his mother, who is also not Mother of the Year material. He has his psychologist, which is best character. They vibe so well. I love the psychologist. And then no, out of curiosity, is Christopher Lloyd the neighbor? Without saying anything,
no,
is he playing the neighbor?
Christopher Lloyd plays the dad.
No, Christopher Lloyd's the neighbor.
Yeah, there's no dad.
No.
Christopher Lloyd is his neighbor.
Okay, the neighbor.
Sorry. It is the neighbor. Sorry, cool. I'm looking at.
Just out of curiosity.
Genuinely, that might be my favorite Christopher Lloyd performance. He is so scary in that movie.
Anyways, without going into spoilers.
No, we're not. I wasn't going to go into spoilers. I was just saying that it's funny that the kid who plays John in the movie, his last acting role because he retired in 2016, was this movie.
Oh,
and that's just really funny to me. End on a bang, man.
But the book has sequels, so maybe they get him back. Anyways, point being, so we have little John, who is struggling with not being a serial killer and not killing people and stalking them and doing other creepy shit. And then to his small town, a serial killer comes. And people keep dropping dead. And due to the funny circumstance that his mom is running the local mortuary. Mortuary. I was very close, thank you. Mortuary.
You were very close.
He gets to see all those bodies and help embalm them, and he's like, oh, this is his work of a serial killer. I need to get close, and so he starts basically investigating and hunting the actual serial killer, but at the same time trying to not go down the dark path too much, and It's as I often like to say, like, if all of this sounds intriguing, then there you go. Check it out. There is a movie adaptation which I haven't seen, but the two people here already
Yeah.
vouched
So
for it.
for the people who don't like listening to audiobooks
Or reading
Enigma,
books, God be say no. What's the
or
same?
It's not a
reading.
super long movie. I think it's only like an hour 35, something like that.
Yeah, you'd have a good. I mean, good is a relative thing when you're watching psychological horror.
It's a
but
very
you're gonna
it's a
have.
very depressing.
It's 103 minutes,
movie.
but yeah, you're gonna have a time watching this. I mean that in the good way, but oof.
Oh no,
Also,
I that's like one of those movies where you don't really know how to feel about it for a large majority of the
Your
time.
protagonist is a socio.
Well, it's kind of like no one is like he is the good guy, but like nobody in the movie is a good person.
It's a good example of a movie having a protagonist who's not a hero. Like protagonists don't need to be good people, just like antagonists don't need to be evil people. They are just our main and our conflict.
Yeah.
Also, I looked it up. Psychopaths tend to be more manipulative, can be seen by others as more charming, lead a semblance of a normal life, minimize risk in criminal activity.
Definitely not John Cleaver.
So a Patrick Bateman. And then sociopaths tend to be more erratic, rage-prone, and unable to lead as much of a normal life.
Okay, then the former definition that I heard about is definitely not correct. This one sounds a lot more...
I love going on this, because this is the Mental Health America of Eastern Missouri site that gave me the immediate thing. And then reading that, and then looking up, and the first thing it says on its little banner is, end the stigma, and we're talking about a movie and a book about a sociopath with homicidal tendencies.
Whoops.
A lot's happening right now.
Yeah. But yeah, overall, great written. Not sure how realistic the presentation of a sociopath is. I can't speak on how well Dan did his homework. But yeah, if the story sounds interesting, definitely check the book, the audiobook, or maybe the movie. Check them out. And with that, Key, what is your media?
Okay,
is your media the name list?
My media is going to be the name list, but I do want to bring something up that I want to share here. So I'm not going to rant too much, but so I think we've said on the show how much we love Final Space. Final Space is one of my favorite modern TV shows, especially for adult animation. It was and it got left on such a bad cliffhanger. Like season 3, I know not a lot of people like season 3, but I understood what season 3 was going to be because it was supposed to be a lead up into something bigger. And then it got canceled because of 2 fucking mergers with Warner.
Season 3 might genuinely be like one of the most depressing cliffhangers to a show I've
It's
ever
one
seen.
of the most depressing seasons of just a show. Nothing good happens.
No, it is genuinely one of the most depressing shows for a comedy. It's like the BoJack of science fiction. It is the most depressing sci-fi show I've ever seen.
Olin Rogers, the creator, confirmed yesterday that even though, the show was 5 years of work, apparently was a huge hit internationally. Warner Media and basically Discovery, that's the people who written it off as a tax write-off, which is why you can't find it anywhere, why the DVDs and Blu-rays have been pulled from Amazon and stuff, and once the international licenses are up, it's going to be pulled from international Netflixes, because I think it's currently on Netflix in Europe and stuff. And it's only seasons 1 and 2, because season 3 was not put on there, and season 3 was never put on physical media. So the only way you can watch it is by pirating it.
I kick myself because I had the Blu-ray on my Amazon wish list for like a year, and I kept putting it off because I was like, when I get a little more money, I'll buy it. And now I can't even buy it anymore. It's not even on eBay. I checked.
If you go on the official Final Space Twitter, the bio is, we've been canceled and made a tax write-off by Warner Media. Like, they do not care. Like, and Olin has said, like, he's going to try to fight this as much as possible because he wants to end the story, which is why I think Olin is one of the, like, I think along with like Parker Simmons and Owen Dennis, who made Infinity Train, like one of my favorite showrunners and creators, because he doesn't want to fucking give up. He's like, I have this story I want to tell. I'm going to fight as much as possible. And he has a shirt brand called Star Cadet where you could actually get Final Space stuff. And one of them are these Final Space tax write-off shirts and shirts that say renew Final Space. And so he's like, I don't want this to die. This is fucking bullshit. Studios should not be able to do this to people's works, because they could just as easily put these IPs in public domain, and they don't, because they want to sit on their fucking money.
Yeah,
so
the same thing happened with Megas. Megas XLR was a tax write-off, and it wasn't until like the last couple of years that they've actually been acknowledging it in anything.
Yeah, and there's a lot of active things happening right now where people are trying to fight for the rights back, trying to discuss like how much they would have to pay back Warner and the government, because that's the only way you can get it back is if you pay the government the money the government reimbursed you for these shit.
I remember Chris Prynoski, I remember, talked about, because he had been asked for years, like, well, why don't you buy the rights to Final Space or Megas XLR back? And he said we would have to spend so much money that we wouldn't even be able to make a show if we did buy it back.
Exactly, but Olin's trying to do whatever he can. I have ordered myself a Final Space tax write-off shirt. Support Olin. He's working on new shows and everything. This man's been put through the fucking ringer, and he's one of the biggest examples of an internet creator becoming, a person who works in television and TV. So go support him, because he's obviously going the more independent route right now, because one of his new animated projects is a Kickstarted project, Godspeed. So go support that, and go support independent animation, because fuck studios. Not the creative parts of the studios, but like fuck executives. Because I think Eddie replied to me best when I replied to Olin's thing, saying corporate greed and creativity cannot coexist, and I fully fucking believe that.
Yeah, it's basically the same what we have seen with video games, where I don't know when the last good AAA game came out, and but the indie space is where the good stuff gets created nowadays.
Yeah, so if you want to support things, support the fucking creators. We live in an age where you actually see the people who make your shit. So that's why I follow Parker, and I follow Olin, and I follow Owen. So go follow them, go support them, buy a fucking shirt. There's also limited edition Mooncake plushies. You would benefit your life by watching them. And Olin and Owen have both stated you are more than welcome to pirate this fucking shit, because they want to see their stories told. So go pirate. Pirating is perfectly fine when they don't give you any other means to do so.
That's how I watched Megas XLR. There was no way to watch it at the time.
Anyways, to wash our mouths out of that, I love you, Olin. Come on our podcast. You are a very respected person here. I want to go back to the fucking name thing, because that made me happy. Well, I mean, it didn't make me happy, but it made me at least wonder things.
It gave me a sense of wonder.
But yeah, so because we went back to Christine. So yeah, apparently my name is not stylish, which is why my name dropped off the face of the fucking earth. And so yeah, I like this. Names similar to Christine. We're back to the whole thing of why are these names similar to mine? Because we have stuff like Christina and Kristen and stuff. And then we have Stephanie.
What?
And Brian.
What? Brian?
Similar name to Christine.
There's only 3 letters in Brian that are even in Christine.
There's Marie is also one, which is fine. My middle name is Marie, so fine. Okay, cool. Then we have Rebecca, but specifically the spelling of Rebecca, that's Rebekah. What kind of spelling is that? But yeah, and Craig. Apparently my name is similar to Craig.
Chrissy of the Creek.
Oh my god, I would love to live in that. Someone ask us what cartoon universe we want to live in for a Q&A. I would, or of a specifically Cartoon Network.
The Creek
show.
Is such a fun show. I love that show so much.
But I want to say the list containing Christines, because that's the great thing. So, the top one, best international variations of Christina. I can't fucking win. Then we have one that shows how dated my fucking name is.
How dated your name is?
Yeah, because here it is. Top 1950s baby names, top 1960s baby names, top 1970s baby names, and top baby names of 1980s. I was born in 1997. I was named after a woman because I was named. It's the second name of my grandmother. So, like, I guess from the 40s and 50s. Sure. And then we have most common names for girls. So apparently I'm basic. And then magical Christmas baby names. What a list name.
No, read that list. I want to know what some magical
Okay,
Christmas
then we have
names are.
I'm also going to say we have feminations of male names, and my favorite list, mom names. Apparently, I have the name of a mom. I don't have children. I'm not intending to have children.
We agreed that you are a wine aunt. And wine
Yes.
aunt is the same generation
You
as
have,
a mom.
You have much more aunt energy than you have mom.
Exactly.
Oh, yes. I'm actually an aunt. So I am the one to pick you up from a party when you know you weren't supposed to be at that party. But okay, so yeah, magical Christmas names. I'm just going to read the first page. So we have Theodore.
I mean, yeah, it comes. Theodore comes from God. There's literally God in his name.
Okay,
Yeah,
I was going to say,
gift
where
of
does
God.
Theodore fit into Chris? I mean, Alvin and the Chipmunks, I guess. But
I like this. As unlikely as it seems, Theodore is a hot new hit name, vaulting in the top 10 of 2021 for the first time ever. Friendly nickname Theo may be responsible for that. Yes, I picked an accidental trendy name for my character.
But
See,
now
I was
you
thinking
not...
Theodore was only Christmassy because of Alvin and the Chipmunks.
No, but now, and this also answers. I recently got asked what's all the Latin for that I had in school. For this, I know what a name like Theodore means.
Then we have, then we have Felix, happy,
Felix.
fortunate. Ivy, which I love that all of these have like origin of Greek, Latin. Ivy's just botanical name.
Oh, it just says botanical name.
Yeah, derived from an ivy plant.
Okay, here's the thing. I would think Holly.
Holly, yeah. But then
ivy.
then we have Clara, bright, clear, sure. Asher, Hebrew, fortunate, blessed, happy.
Asher.
Yeah, Asher, not Asher.
Who names their child Asher?
I don't
People
know.
who speak Hebrew, I guess.
One of Jacob's 12 sons from the tribes of Israel. Josephine, the French feminine variation of Joseph, meaning Jehovah increases. Ironic, because Jehovah's Witnesses
increases.
Ironic, because Jehovah's Witnesses don't celebrate Christmas.
They don't celebrate
Lucy?
anything. They're just sad.
Yeah.
I mean, they're literally not a death cult, but an end of the world cult.
A lot of religions are that.
Aren't they just basically like somehow more extreme fundamentalists?
A lot of religions are that.
Some people wonder why Michael Jackson was fucked up. He comes from an abusive family of Jehovah's Witnesses. Did you not expect the man to have problems? Okay, Clementine.
Cool. Okay, that I could see that sounding a little holly.
Okay, Evangeline, bearer of good news.
Okay.
Juniper.
Beatrice.
Astrid.
How to Train Your Dragon? Why Astrid?
Nico. Claire. Stella. Oh, that's my grandmother's name.
Stella.
I was going to be named Stella, but then they made the agreement that I had to have a name from my maternal side as my first name, and then a name from my paternal side as my middle name, since my last name was my dad's name anyways. Elena. Kit. Who names their kid Kit?
Kit. I know somebody with the name Kit, but that's like their online name, not like their actual
How is it spelled?
Name.
K-I-T.
Huh. Yeah, K-I-T.
Yeah, actor Kit Harington, aka Dreamy Jon Snow.
What
from
was
Game
Kit
of
the
Thrones.
name of? Was Kit the name of the bear in Tailspin? Or was that Kid? I forgot his name.
It's Kit. Lucian, Mira, Esther, Okay, so there's some crossover with the dark academia name, so hi, Max. But yeah, so my name is apparently basic, out of style, dated back to the 1950s. It's a magical Christmas name. I'm a gender. I'm a Rule 63 and a mom.
When you said it was dated, I thought like you were listing off the definition of what Christine meant. I thought you were saying Christine means dated, forgettable.
Oh, I got terrified for a second. I just looked at the whole thing of like celebrities, and there's one that was like Christine Marie, and I was like, I'm not famous enough to be on this list. No, okay. Apparently, she was a princess of France. I'm not French in any way. Voulez-vous français? No. Why?
Speaking of names, I was just recently like looking up like weird celebrity kid names, and I found like Nick Cannon's kids because he has like 9 kids, and all of his kids have amazing names because his last name is Cannon. It kind of makes it amazing. No, let me read off Nick Cannon's children's names.
Sure, then we'll get to the Q&A.
Golden Cannon, Powerful Queen Cannon, Zion Mixolydian Cannon, Zillion Air Cannon, Zen Cannon, Legendary Love Cannon. That is the name
These
of
are
the child.
Yu-Gi-Oh monsters. These aren't people.
No, and my favorite, Onyx Ice Coal Cannon. Those are the names of Nick Cannon's children, and they all sound like weapons in a Mega Man game.
The only reason these kids can have these names is because they're probably homeschooled. Because if you took these kids to an actual public school, they would be bullied.
If you took a child named Legendary Love Cannon to a public school, that would be the most made fun of child.
They either would become the most confident child in the class, or they would be the most bullied child.
Also, you're setting a person up for failure when you name them Legendary Love Cannon, because what if they're impotent when they get older? You're setting them up.
With that, we're moving.
Yeah,
you're setting them up for failure.
But yeah.
Anyways, thank you, Mel the Honeybee, for this fan art. This was when me and Derek watched a bunch of Cartoon Network bumpers. We are planning to do another one probably around Halloween time to watch like the Scooby-Doo Project and stuff, like their Blair Witch parody and things, because that'll be fun.
Whose channel are they going to be? Or I believe the first one was on yours, wasn't it?
We co-streamed it, so I was streaming it on YouTube. Derek was streaming it on Twitch. So it was on both, but there is a VOD from Derek's point of view on his VOD channel, and I'm editing down on our reactions to things because I'm making a video about it. That's the whole reason I watched it, is because it was for research, and I was like, if I'm going to research by watching all of these, let me watch it live with someone who also grew up with Cartoon Network. So that is why. And I don't know if I talked about the Scooby-Doo Project on Awkward. I really want to talk about it for one of the October Awkwards because I love it so much. That's the Blair Witch thing, right? Yes, it's the Blair Witch thing. It's so genius. But yes, to the Q&A, because man, this has been a longer show already. Do we have any on Twitter?
We have our reliable Would You Rather by J-Rock. For all three, would you rather be unable to move your body every time it rains, or not be able to stop moving while the sun is out?
Okay, so are we talking like when we're in the rain, or when we're
yes,
in the
because
house?
I think every time it rains in your area. So if there's rain outside right now, you're catatonic.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess I'm gonna be catatonic when it rains because I live in fucking California. I live in California.
It never happens.
Okay.
Fucking heaven's at my door.
This makes the question a lot easier for you to answer.
I mean, heaven forbid it rains when I visit you or something, because then I would be like, okay, someone's gonna have to get a wheelchair. I need help.
No, you're getting off the plane, and the second the first raindrop hits, you're like, all right, time to.
Max, it's great to see. Oh no. Did you bring the dolly? Yeah, just fucking. Cause would you stop completely in place frozen, or would you ragdoll to the ground?
I think you'd stop frozen. I mean, if someone pushed you over, maybe you'd fall.
I mean, it's maybe also a thing of like that it's not instant, because a rain usually, very rarely at least, doesn't go down like this. It usually has a little bit of a build-up, so it's probably like your body starts slowing down and you have maybe a chance to sit down or something.
It's like in cartoons when characters get covered in quick dry cement,
Exactly.
so you're trying to
That's
move
what I was saying. Like you're just.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna take given that I'm mostly at home where it doesn't rain. I'm gonna go with the
for very localized reasons that are understandable.
Yeah. So what about you guys? Because you guys actually live in places with temperate weather.
What was the second option? If it's sunny, what?
You can't stop moving if the sun is out, so you are constantly like.
I'm gonna say catatonic when it rains, because here rain can last like 5 minutes or like 2 hours. So either I'm gonna be frozen for 5 minutes, I'm gonna be gambling with my body every time. But I'd rather have the chance of it only taking 5 minutes as opposed to sitting there for like 10 hours.
Yeah. Okay. So what about you, Max?
I probably will be the contrarian and go with don't stop moving when the sun is out. I mean, I am it keeps you fit. No? That's basically a built-in fitness program, especially for a couch potato like myself, who is glued to his screens all day long. That's actually healthy at the end of the day. No? I might be a little bit like while sitting there, but I would be in
restless leg
motion.
syndrome.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I would be buff by the end of the year. But some people call it a curse. I would be like,
I mean, with your hyper metabolism,
also that,
you're gonna have to be eating at
that's
all
what
times.
I'm saying. That's
to
why
keep
I
up that
don't
energy.
want. That's why I don't want to do that, because
I already
have
have
a
this.
very bad metabolism. Because I have a high metabolism.
Yeah, but I already have this too. So I already have to eat constantly. So now at least something gets processed in the body before it leaves again.
It makes me think of the Markiplier video where he tried to do 100,000 steps in a day, so he had to constantly be moving around while doing shit. And then the moment he took a break, his legs just stopped working.
And he said like his legs just like reset, like he couldn't move at all or something like that.
But yeah, and on the other hand, I also wouldn't want to miss out on nice shower. I like walking in a rain shower.
That's not rain. Okay.
You can walk in place in a shower.
Rain
wait.
shower.
Okay.
Rain shower. Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, when the weather outside has drippy from the above, rain.
Okay, when you say shower,
you know
I like
what
a
was
nice
mentioned
shower.
in the question.
Yeah, but when you say I like a nice shower, the automatic assumption is going to be
shower.
bathing, Max.
The thing I did earlier
I'm
today.
not accepting blame for misunderstanding
Wait,
you. This is your fault.
Is this also a language thing?
No, rain showers is a thing in English.
Okay.
Like but it was just a thing of you saying I enjoy a nice shower, and I thought you were like, it's not every time water goes drippy.
Oh
no! This. Help! Okay, but
hi, honey,
right.
I do the dishes. Oh no!
that's like a bad sitcom plot. Like,
let me let me water the plants in the garden. Oh no!
Are you the canned laughter audience up there?
It's like
Michael?
the guy, like the next door neighbor, looking over the fence, like. Like that for 2 hours.
Well, at some point, that watering can has to get empty.
Yeah, but by then, all the flowers already drowned.
Okay, so now we're on to the Discord question. Luckily, there's not a lot.
Yeah, and it's Discord all the way. I'm out of questions now.
All right, so I made my bed, I lie in it. Quoting my favorite thing to say, well, as if it isn't the consequences of your own actions. What's a memorable instant karma moment you've dealt upon yourselves?
I would really have to think, because I don't remember off the top of my head.
See, I know instant karma moments for other people. Like I know one for Max that hangs up behind my head every episode.
Oh yeah, that's true.
See, I've thought of things where I was stupid, but I'm trying to think of like something where I did something and immediately things went wrong. Like something like that.
I mean, I have many moments of me saying things that are dumb and then Discord crashing, which usually is like, oh god, Discord didn't like what I had to say. But I don't think that's instant karma. I think that's just great comedic timing.
I mean, what is the difference in the long run?
Exactly. Instant karma is just great comedic timing. I've had plenty of moments while playing video games where I was like, this is fine, everything's cool. Usually when I'm playing a video game purposely bad, like Mark of the Ninja or something, and then I immediately die after saying that, where it's like, huh, okay, I deserve that. But I don't want to sound like I'm a saint or anything, but I haven't really done anything that's just like, I think qualifies for instant karma.
That's what I'm saying.
Put something out and get it right back in.
I can't think of like a notable thing that happened.
I mean, very often I have the ask stupid questions, get stupid answers thing happen
You're
to
welcome.
me. Usually when I'm talking to Max, just because I either ask oh, you know what? I'm not just going to rope Max into this. I'm going to rope Brett into it. I'm going to get both boys here. Because I will ask a basic thing. Or I will ask a genuine question, which is always the best ones. And it's always like here are your options, A, B, and C. These two fuckers like to always pick fucking Q. And it's just like, my karma is my choice in person I have as company. Like, so yeah, my karma is kind of a long-term one. There you go.
Karma is God having a sense of humor. That's what karma is.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever divine being there is.
But Max, have you thought of one?
Couldn't really come up with one. I know that I am definitely prone to it. I mean, yeah, because usually I like being a dick to people. But I'm also an idiot, so it backfires very often, very horribly. So
you're like Bulk and Skull from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Like,
I mean, I could tell an instant karma. I could tell two from you.
I was about to say, if you keep thinking about it, you will come up with dozens, because often enough I'm a dick and an idiot around you.
What?
So
because anytime I've had instant karma, it's been like a 5-second thing that I never thought about again. So if I have one, I don't remember.
Like, the two instant karmas I could think for Max. I mean, one of them is him being a dumbass with no sense of space and then giving me a fucking nosebleed on AWKWARDCast with dabbing and hitting me right in the fucking nose.
You dabbed and made your nose bleed?
Okay, I'll explain that in the post show to you, because it's a great story. But, no, honestly, that's just an instant karma for me, because I'm pretty sure I insulted you many times on that episode.
Then it's not
I just got hit in the face.
There is no instant karma in this story. It's
just
a story about
you
me hurting you.
I know an instant karma for me. I know an instant karma for me. You paid to be here. That thing lives immortalized in video. Because I was over at Max's. We had his friend Yuri as a guest. So me and Max are right next to each other where he was. And, you know, I'm just like, I have words to say to you after this show. I have to still be here for a week. And, you know, Yuri and Max are just laughing like little idiots. And Max is like, you paid to be here. And it's just like, oh.
What have I done?
You could see the moment my soul breaks in that episode. But yeah, the other instant karma is, if people wonder why I have a calendar for 2020, that's like an obvious Chinese food calendar. I think I had a conversation with Max that day, because it was like the day before I was leaving, and we had Chinese, and I was like, yeah, you know, I like giving gifts and stuff. My main form of affection is giving gifts. Sometimes it would feel nice to get that back. And, you know, he's listening. He's like, okay. And I'm packing my bag, and I see like this little golden red box. I was like, did you get me something because of our conversation? And he's like, oh. And then I open it up. I'm like, it's a calendar. I was like, what is this? It's like, oh, you know, that came with our Chinese food. I thought, you know, it's basically trash, and I thought you wouldn't see it until you got home.
Yeah, that was troll. I wanted to be a troll.
And I was like, oh, okay, what's wrong? Oh no, it's just that conversation we had earlier about, you know, gifts being a sign of affection, how I would like that. And I've never seen Max's face had like that Nick Wilde realizing he's going to get caught for tax evasion face of just like,
I just wanted to do a troll. It suddenly became emotional and hurtful, and whoops.
Now she keeps that calendar out of spite.
I mean, here's the thing. I found it funny immediately. Like, I did find it funny, and I love having it now because it's really funny.
And that was the gift I wanted to make all along. Humor.
That is your gift you give me, Maxie.
Gift was the humor you found along the way.
Anyways, so next question. So let's see. Magical Dude has.
That is really a short list.
Yeah.
But it's good because we short on time. Sorry.
Magical Dude says, here's a fun, positive challenge. Say one positive aspect about yourself. No. Okay. No, okay. I mean, like, Michael didn't like that question so much he walked away.
No, he's now out there asking his family, hey, guys, I'm forced to say something nice about myself. Please, somebody help me. I can't come up with anything.
Okay,
we're done making fun of you.
That was my nephew knocking on my door.
Aw, okay, so one positive aspect about ourselves. Okay, let's see.
One positive aspect. A lot of people say I'm funny.
You are funny.
Huzzah!
Okay, Max, you actually have a fairly good opinion of yourself. You're probably easy to say a positive aspect about yourself. Why don't you go?
Here's the problem. My internet persona is to be an arrogant, smug douche, so it's very hard for me to say anything sincerely and people believing it's sincere.
You can break character.
No,
I could say the positive aspects about you.
No, but overall, I guess maybe something positive about myself that I also am kind of happy and proud about, and it's not too vain, is like, actually having found contentment, which I dare to say also radiates from me. I have gotten, like for example, even if people at work, like colleagues who are not necessarily need to be friendly with you, but no, that in generally that I'm a pleasant person to be around, that I have an aura of like doing good, being good.
Good for you.
I think people like being. I'm pretty sure people like being around me because I wouldn't have this many friends if I didn't.
We wouldn't have you on the podcast this many times if we didn't like
also
you.
Also
that. God.
I'd say I do have like one actual thing because my dad's even said this. I mean, my dad says this isn't a negative, this is a positive. My dad says you care too much.
You are a very caring person.
Because I get very upset very easily because I feel like I upset people.
Aww.
I get very upset when I feel like I've upset people.
You're a cinnamon bun. God. This is my weakness. I'm not good with saying things about myself.
That's why it's a challenge.
I hate saying I care too much because that makes it sound like I'm bashing myself, or that was my dad being negative. My dad even said, no, that's not a negative. That's just saying like you care so much about people that you get upset.
I draw good. Is that one that I can say?
I guess it's fair enough.
I mean,
I don't know. I'd say you're genuinely one of the funniest people I know.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Okay.
No.
I will. Okay. You know what? I will give myself that. I think that I at least am a very entertaining presence to be around, especially in public. Like, I am a good public speaker. I will give myself that. I am a good public speaker, and I am really good at, like, just talking to people, which, as an introvert, how the hell I got this skill, I don't know, and God played a cruel joke making me an introvert with this skill set. But yes, I will say, I am good at just talking to people. I mean, hell, I clicked with some people so instantly. The first time me and Max had an extended conversation, the call went on for like 6 fucking hours. And
I think I literally have told you several times you're like one of the easiest people I've ever spoken to. Like you are the one person and you can have like a 1-hour conversation with without actually trying. Like,
oh yeah, I know. I'm able to. I'll give myself that. I'm good with clicking with people, especially since I am like that person who's like in a million friend groups that don't even like touch each other. I'm just that common denominator for a lot of people, so it works out. With how my life is, it's good that I'm good at connecting with people, because God, my life would be so much harder if I was unlikable. But yeah, so there you go. There's my positive aspect.
Huzzah.
Fuck you, magical dude. I was able to come up with it. So next, she did it. Shut up, Denim. Shut up. Okay. There's 2 FMKs.
Dum dum dum.
Okay. I'll wait till Michael gets back, because I think we'll do this one, and then I think I'm gonna do Enigma's other question, and then we'll do Odie's FMK. All right.
boy.
Welcome back, Michael.
Hey.
Prince
My
of
nephew keeps
Inquiries.
knocking on my door.
Prince of Inquiries asks, fall is here, and we have all the typical fall signs: chilly weather, pumpkin spice, and slightly shorter daylight hours. What's one thing you find overrated or annoying when it comes to this brisky season?
Ooh.
That's a good question. That's a good question.
I have to really think about that. Ooh, what do I not like about October? Now, are we talking about fall or October?
Fall, like autumn.
It's a good question. Like, it's
okay. Okay. I will say I have one thing, and some people are going to get mad at me. I love Halloween. I love the Halloween aesthetic. I hate people that make Halloween their entire fucking personality. They are the most obnoxious. Don't fucking say that Christmas people are more obnoxious. You are just as bad. Anyone who makes a whole holiday their personality can go suck a dick, because they probably need to. Like, it's just.
I hate how Halloween shit goes up so early.
Yeah, I love Halloween. I have made a promise to Denim that I'm going to fill my suitcase with things from Spirit Halloween and bring it over to Germany next time I visit. Like, I love Halloween, but God, the people who make Halloween their entire personality to the point of bashing people who can't wait for Christmas just annoy the fucking shit out of me.
When I worked at a Michael's, I did coincidentally, I hated how Christmas stuff or Halloween stuff would go up in August, like late August. And I hated that so much, because there would be so many people who would be buying like so much Halloween stuff in like early September, late August.
Yeah. But no, I'm not going to say that. I know some people are going to be like, what, pumpkin spice isn't overrated to you? No, it tastes good. Fuck you.
I don't like coffee.
The branding of basic is dumb because you want to feel superior to the other person. But pumpkin spice tastes good. Let people enjoy things that taste good. I just don't like people who make these things their personality trait. I mean, I know some people who probably think it's obnoxious. I really like Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters is not my personality. But yes, anyways. Max, what about you?
Unless, Michael, you have something, then please.
Oh, I was also going to say, well, hurricane season technically still goes on in fall. So
hurricane season is so overrated.
Hurricane season. No, I'm saying that's probably the worst thing about fall is hurricane season's still going on. So
yeah, and tornado season is in fall too.
Well, I'm on the coast, so I got the problem of hurricanes.
That's so annoying.
So nice.
It's overrated or annoying. Okay, I see.
I mean, hurricanes are annoying.
That's an understatement, but yes. Okay, Max. What is that stupid autumn? What is your thing?
That's difficult because it might actually be my one of my favorite seasons. One of my
Yeah,
favorite,
but even
if there are only 4.
But you are a hypercritical person. Even things you like, you can criticize. So there has to be something.
I guess we can go in complete first world problem mode and point out how the weather and appropriate clothing is so difficult. Because in autumn, for example, it's like, perfect example, just the other day when I was in the office. It was like pretty cold in the morning when I had to get there. Like 1 digit in Celsius. So in the upper 30s or something for the Fahrenheit fetishists over in the US. And then throughout the day the sun came out and it was like from being freezing cold in the morning to uncomfortably sweaty warm in the day when you were still wearing some sick hoodie. So yeah, there you go. The management, the difficulty to manage appropriate clothing throughout the day.
There you go. I mean, God, I wish I could just say the cold, but I could say that about like half the seasons in the world because I hate the cold. I know some people are like, "Oh, I love the cold. I love bundling up."
Well, that's why you live in. That's why you live in California and have an AC.
Yeah, but you want to know something? I'm not the one who turns the AC on in the house. It's freezing cold in this house so often, and I turn off the air conditioner, and then it goes right back on! And so I constantly have a blanket and a space heater under my desk because I'm one of those people who get cold so fucking quickly. Ironic, because everyone who's near me in my vicinity says that I feel like one of the most hottest people around.
I mean, given the fact that you're also not wearing anything with sleeves, probably doesn't help.
I don't have a lot of things with sleeves that fit my arms anymore. Like I don't want to bring that up, but I'm sorry, these pythons can't be contained. A great time for me to not be centered in
What
my
are those
camera.
like little slip-on like things you can put on your arms? I know I've seen like little like slip-on sleeves before.
Okay, but yeah, so there you go. There's your answer. Also, there was one question that was like burger or bacon. Burger. Bacon is the overrated thing.
How dare you?
Oh, you are bacon? Bacon over burger?
No, I like bacon, but I won't say it's overrated.
No, but bacon over burger?
No, I like burgers more.
So it's a burger over bacon.
Yes, burger over bacon.
I guess I go burger as well.
Yeah. Look,
I
like
it's a hard battle.
Bacon burger.
I mean, look, bacon is just like a nice add-on to a brunch or something, but it can't stand on its own. You can't eat a plate of bacon without being dead afterwards.
I think like I had my thing that turned me off of bacon for years was that me and a bunch of people went to a buffet that was in Disneyland at the Grand Californian Hotel. And one of my friends just dared me to eat a mountain of bacon. And I did. and thank God we were walking around the park, because imagine just sitting after that. I probably would have had to go into a coma. Thank God I had something to do to burn the calories off, but I was just like, I think I'm good on bacon for 2 years.
Barbecue bacon burger.
But yeah, so I think this FMK is going to be really great, given a recent thread that Michael did about Batman.
Oh, you looked at my fan casting thread?
I love your fan casting threads. They're really fun.
Oh,
I made my bed, I lie on it says. The Bat Nipples are by Joel Schumacher.
What?
Also, Ask Awkward. Alternatively, or for next week, I don't want to forget, FMK. Okay, so this is the FMK. FMK, the world's greatest detective. Michael Keaton's Batman. Christian Bale's Batman, or Robert Pattinson's Batman. Yes, it was absolutely necessary to write Batman 3 times. So we have to FMK 3 of the Batmans. Michael, you are our guest, so you get to go first.
Fuck, marry, kill Keaton, Bale, or Pattinson. I'm gonna kill Bale.
Why?
What? Oh, okay, why?
I'd say of the 3, I think he has the least charisma of the 3. And also, I don't really like his Batman very much. Like I love Batman Begins and I love The Dark Knight, but I don't love them because of him.
Pray to me.
Mary,
I have a
marry-
very similar opinion to you, and I'll say it when it's my turn.
I'd marry Keaton Batman.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care for the first Keaton Batman movie, but I like Batman Returns. And I would fuck Pattinson Batman because that is just sexy Batman.
And plus, the movie is so dark you won't even see it happening. Like it's a mood lighting.
I really liked that movie.
I liked the Batman as well, but it can be said that some of the lighting in that movie is not very conducive. But yeah, I like the Batman too. Who went last week? I think it was you.
Could be.
So it's your turn, Max.
Oh boy.
You get to. Oh yeah, I remember because I tried to fuck you over last week with desserts or something. So.
Well then,
you're up.
I guess I have a very easy rotation then.
Mm-hmm.
So I gonna fuck Christian Bale Batman.
So why are you fucking Patrick Bateman?
I mean, that answers my question.
I was about to say, like, huh? No, but he had like he had the gimmicks, he had the suit. I mean, the car is a little bit overkill, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of space in there. And have you seen how the driver floop into the tube?
The tumbler?
Yeah,
the tumbler mobile?
Yeah, and when you're riding it, you're basically there's a penetration happening within the mobile to get into this very awkward position.
I hate that I have to say the car is literally called the tumbler, but now that when I call it the tumbler, it sounds like something else.
Well, I mean, what Max is describing sounds like someone on Tumblr describing having sex with Batman. So.
Yeah, and there's a lot of stuff going on, and now he actually has. You see him get all those gadgets. He doesn't just have them right away. So, yeah, though he's the man who brings, and of course he has the bedroom voice. He has the bedroom voice.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm coming. Who's your dad? Who's your daddy?
No,
I'm coming.
Him like pinching someone's cheeks and going.
So why are you killing Michael Keaton?
Yeah, he I don't know.
Why are you killing Michael Keaton?
Yeah, he's from an era where I don't know. He's the oldest of the Batmans, not counting Adam West. He was a milestone. He was a grandfather, but he needs to make room for the newer generations, like the Patterson Batman, which I'm going to marry. Why, you ask? Well, Robert Pattinson had a very shitty start in a movie career. It was a successful start, but what an unthankful one. And he had to work extra hard to get the recognition and whatnot.
Man, for someone, I'm so happy how his career has turned.
Yeah, I mean, he was easily the best part in Tenet. So,
I mean,
and it's like, wow, he was playing the protagonist, whose name literally was the protagonist, not pretentious at all. He was playing him against the wall like nothing. And I was like, wait, that's fucking Edward. Edward can play. I mean, it's like with Kristen Stewart. She can act.
They're both fantastic actors.
Kristen Stewart, I think, proved she was a pretty good actor even before Twilight.
I don't know.
I mean, that's it. But the thing is that like before and for a long time after Twilight, Kristen and Robert were indie movie darlings. And then after it, Robert did a lot of really good indie movies, and so did Kristen. And now they're getting back into bigger things. I think like Kristen had recently played Princess Diana or something recently in a movie, and she did a fantastic job. So
I feel so bad for Taylor Lautner because I wish he had a better career.
He should just go back to being a stuntman. That's what he was good at.
Taylor Lautner genuinely has a lot of charisma.
Exactly. Marrying a Robert Pattinson Batman because I want to see what else he can do, and he's He just puts up a stellar performance.
And you can have the status symbol of saying that you stole him from Catwoman.
I mean, she rode off, so can't help her. Anyways,
Okay, so what does this leave?
It sounds
me?
like your opinion is going to be similar to mine from what you said.
So
But
this
she
is
can't.
so I'm gonna be marrying Christian Bale Batman.
yes.
Well, here's the thing that actually is kind of fitting to what I was gonna say.
He's the
I'm
richest
not
of
a.
them.
Well, no, I mean probably, but that's not. For once, it's not a gold digger answer. It's based off my opinion of Christian Bale's performance. I have never liked Christian Bale as Batman, but I have liked Christian Bale as Bruce Wayne. I think he's a fantastic Bruce Wayne. Probably because he was a good Patrick Bateman, and Patrick Bateman's just if Bruce Wayne went completely off the deep end. And if I marry Batman, I'm marrying Bruce Wayne, so I get to live a perfectly fine, rich civilian life, and Alfred can be my friend, and then I would have Ace the Bat Dog. This would be great. And
hello, Chrissy. Would you like to have some? Hello, Chrissy. I'm Michael
No, that's the Brad Pitt. Isn't that like the Brad Pitt Batman or something?
No, Michael Caine was Christian Bale's Batman.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of another. I'm thinking of Jeremy Irons Batman.
You're thinking of Jeremy Irons Batman. That's
yes. But yes, I would be.
Batman.
I would be. Yeah, Ben Affleck, Brad Pitt, whatever. They all merge at one point. But hey, I would be friends with Michael Caine. That's also a plus. So yeah, and you know what? I don't have to be involved with his Batman life. Honestly, it's probably safer for me if I'm not. I don't need to be part of the Bat family. I don't need a bat suit unless it's for the bedroom. Speaking of the bedroom, I'm gonna fuck Michael Keaton Batman.
Yes, you are.
Ooh.
And I mean, look, if we're gonna go back in time to like Michael Keaton in Batman days, he was pretty okay looking. Here's the thing. He's not conventionally attractive, which is probably why I would like it. I don't have a thing for conventionally attractive. I have a thing for weird looking people. The only difference is that he's just not lanky. But I think, like, you know, he's a bit not completely my type, so a one and done is probably the easiest. Also, fucking Warner Media fucked him anyways with his return as Batman for the Batgirl movie, so I'm just fucking him again, but this is a more positive context.
And now he's stuck in Flashpoint with fucking Ezra Miller.
And you know, I can also say, look, if this is Batman 2, there could be a throuple with that movie's Catwoman, with Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman, and
it's gonna be Halle Berry. They're gonna bring Halle Berry back.
I am straight, but she can get it. She's insane, and I don't have a dick, so I'm not sticking my dick in crazy. And then I'm going to kill Robert Pattinson Batman.
But why? Why would you do
What's
that?
so mean to him?
I'm not the bad guy here, okay? Look.
Did we pick like every variation here? I think we have like every variation.
Yes, that's how we do this, because the guest gets to have their completely unmitigated choice, and B and Max sometimes just compete of who could fuck over the other one and have the bullshit of fucking reason. Look, here's the thing. Everyone can praise Robert Pattinson's Batman. Great, good work. He did a good job. I want more of him. But Paul Dano as the Riddler was a terrifying performance, and he doesn't get nearly as much credit as Robert Pattinson's Batman or Zoe Kravitz's Catwoman and shit. So I'm doing this for Dano. I'm doing this for Paul.
I think the reason that people didn't think about Dano as much was because of that clip that was going around when the movie came out of the like that was. I think that kind of killed a lot of people liking his performance.
What is it like that one video of the politician who went, that completely ruined his campaign?
Well, because that was going around Twitter before a lot of people even saw the movie. So
but you know what? That means that I also have to kill the people. But like, I'm making a statement that people should pay more attention to the villains, or else more villains will become. Because I'm killing Batman.
I am worried about that Joker because I'm very mixed on that performance from what we've seen of it.
But yeah, so I am going to kill Robert Pattinson because while Robert Pattinson is finally getting into the public eye, that doesn't mean he has to kick the ladder out behind him. Do it for Dano.
Has Paul Dano been nominated for an Oscar? Just kidding.
First of all, it was a Golden Globe, not an Oscar.
Even then, like...
It did. Shut up! I am sticking to my answer. Like the Riddler, I am very well imbued in my psychopathy.
I was gonna say, I think people like him enough if he was nominated for a Golden Globe.
Ave Maria. But I don't know an awkward way to end this besides Michael fucking stomping on my dreams.
Yeah.
A and Y and Key say hi to the people in the chat. The memes are seen on this live stream as they talk about random grabs. Time for awkward guests. It's the awkward. Random guests and funny gags on the awkward guests. It's the awkward. Hard work and analysis which you do not want to miss on awkward.